Good afternoon, y'all. Lots of y'all like the recap I did of the first couple of days of the YSL Rico case.
Truly humble under God. That's what thug means.
So I'm gonna do it again. Hope that's not a problem. I appreciate y'all watching. So as a recap for the recap, Young Thug is on trial for a RICO charge stemming from multiple charges accrued by members of an alleged street gang called Young Slime Life, YSL for short. This is a state-led RICO case, not a federal one. And again, to reiterate, if you don't know the difference, feds don't miss. This case has been hectic so far, to say the least, and I highly recommend watching part one. Also, when I say recap, what I mean is I'm going over my favorite parts of it. If you were looking for it to be chronological, not the place. If you were looking for it to cover serious notes, not the place. Okay, let's get into it. So to resume where we left off, one of the defendants had been poked up in prison, which led to an early recess or break, whatever it's called. That defendant's name was Shannon Stillwell. Apparently he has like the Wolverine healing factor, so he's all good now. And this week, lawyers plan on bringing in all their special weapons. So the jury better get ready. Y'all, I'm not gonna lie. If I was a juror on this case, I'd be sick every single day. My elbow feel funny. This process is so long. Let's add everyone into a group chat and let's see how that plays out that way. That's how I want to do this. Paragraph for paragraph, bar for bar. Then we decide at the end. I would at the very least like a progress bar above the door, because I need to know how much left we got to do. And I know they're not getting paid. Let me see how much they're getting paid for their civic duties. $50 to $60 a day. And this is day what? Possibly 17, 18. So they've gotten like $850 to $1,100. Nah, son. For 2 weeks? Nah, son. I'm about to be out here like Vince Staples.
I'm gonna go to jury duty because I will sit in that motherfucking room and tell you I am an active gang member. And if I see anybody that's from some other shit, I'm gonna make sure he get life. And they gonna say thank you for your time, and they never gonna call you again.
A couple of definitions real quick. Objection means, hey, you can't say that. That's against the rules. In response to that, the judge will either say sustained, as in, yes, I agree, that's against the rules. Stop that line of questioning. Or he'll say overruled, which is the equivalent of shut up and sit down. If they say leading, that means your question leads to a specific answer, or the question implies the answer. For example, if I say, is the sky blue? That's okay. But if I say, the sky is blue, isn't it? That puts an answer in the witness, and more importantly, the jury's head. Hey, look, I don't make the rules. I'm just going off of what's here. So let's meet the witnesses this go around. We're not meeting everybody, just a couple of people. Investigator Richard Randolph. The DA is going to ask him about a subpoena that he served to a Mr. Hutchins, who was working security at a mall during a certain incident. When Investigator Randolph contacted Mr. Hutchins at his home, he had Mr. Hutchins go over the statement that he made about this heinous crime. Y'all ready? The incident that they're referring to is when two alleged YSL members were riding mini Segways in the mall. I shit you not. I'll read it to you right now. On July 7th, 2015 at 1640, that's 440, Officer Hutchins approached two black males about to go down the center court escalator on motorized mini Segways. I spoke to both males and advised them that they could not ride the mini Segway in the mall. Sorry, I don't know why I paused like that. In the mall due to mall policy, and it is very dangerous to get on the escalators riding them also. The two males ignored me and the mall policy that I quoted to them. I then called dispatch to advise them of the situation, and I also told them to call Dunwoody. Director May then called and asked for my location. He met me at lower level Macy's in front of Champs. We waited on the two males to come out of Champs. As they exiting the store, what the fuck? This is an official document. Have some damn dignity. As they were exiting the store, Director May spoke with them also and quoted the mall policy again, and they also ignored him. They kept riding the Segways to the center court and was saying that we are leaving, as Mr. May was telling them that they needed to get off the mini Segways. They went onto the escalator on the Segway and out the upper level main. Mr. May was still trying to get their attention while advising them of the mall policy. Outside upper level main, they were greeted by Supervisor Barron and Campbell, who also quoted the mall policy to them, and they ignored them also. At East Main Valet, when they were parked, Mr. May was asking them to leave the property, and one of the males shouted out that he would come back and shoot Mr. May in the face, and from there Mr. May told dispatch to call Dunwoody police. Just a little note for security: you're not a police officer. You're more for 14-year-olds. You're for rowdy teenagers. You're not there for grown-ass men rebelling against you. That's for the police. The first second that they gave y'all some resistance, you should have called the cops, because there's no point. If they say they're leaving, let them fucking leave. You actively following them and quoting what you already quoted is not going to make it better. So I know what you're thinking. Well, that last part, you know, it was pretty violent. Why would they say that? The thing is, I'm not sure if they did. Because as investigator Randolph says, Mr. Hutchins says that he doesn't even remember the last couple of lines. And on top of that, he's not even the one that typed up the statement, he's just the one that signed it.
When I read him the statement, he was familiar, he remembered this statement. He said he did not type it, but that's his signature. And he told me that he was okay with, he remembered everything verbatim except the last lines of the statement. He did not agree with the last lines of the statement.
So that didn't really work out well for the state. That was useless. Next witness is Officer Cogdill. He's a police officer that patrols Zone 3, specifically Area 309, which includes Cleveland Avenue, home of the Rock Crew, obviously, which is the crew that eventually evolved into, allegedly, YSL. He says he attempted to make a traffic stop on a vehicle because someone didn't have their seatbelt on, and it turned out to be a YSL associate. That associate was Shannon Jackson, aka Shannon Stillwell. They found a Taurus G2C pistol, 45 caliber, great budget gun by the way, and some money. So what's the point of this? Well, the state is trying to paint him as a career criminal. These are the type of things that stick in a jury member's head, so it's very important for the defense to object when things like this go on, which he does.
One of them is 2010, one's a burglary, and then one is a theft and a gang charge, ironically charging a separate gang, but those should not be admitted into evidence.
These niggas over here probably watching Bleach. So day 13 rolls around. They've already questioned an investigator, they've questioned a couple of cops, but now the state is going to call upon a witness that they think this is their ace in the hole. They got an informant, a rat. Enter stage left, a founding member of Rock Crew, supposedly former co-defendant turned rat, Shontavious Stevens, aka Tit. So you can see this two ways, it's up to y'all. Either he's a man that honestly changed his life, wants nothing to do with it, but also is not gonna lie on people to save his own skin, or he's the best double agent of all time. How the state does not see that he's clearly, I don't know, I don't want to say too much, but he listens carefully and he answers carefully. I've met some guys like this in my life where I'm like, okay, something, you're a little slow. He takes a little longer to get there, but there's just something about this dude that makes me think that he's just trolling. Also, he's 30. Look at the stress this man has been through. Some people, like myself, have had gray in their hair since they were kids, but damn. So here the prosecutors trying to get one thing accomplished.
The prosecutors are trying to establish Shontavious Stevens' connection to other defendants who have not yet pleaded guilty and are on trial now in this Rico case.
Do you recall having a criminal case with Shannon Stillwell?
Yes.
When was that?
The state has to connect crimes to the organization. So they're going to keep asking questions like this. Like, have y'all ever talked about y'all's crimes together? Have y'all ever committed crimes together? What kind of glasses are those, man? This guy's playing the jester so well that the court is making sure to tell him before he starts talking, because he's the type to try it. They make sure to tell him that you are still under oath, sir.
Mr. Stevens, let me remind you, you're still under oath from yesterday? You're still under oath from yesterday? Okay, all right.
That way he can't come back and be like, oh, well, I thought that was from yesterday, and all that information be inadmissible.
Which of these defendants in this courtroom right now are members of YSL Young Slime Life, the gang?
All of them. Quay, Rod, other Quay, Thug, SB. And yeah.
This is prime snitching right here. Okay, we've heard enough of Tick. What else do we have? Well, the defense said, okay, y'all gonna use lyrics and music videos to get y'all's point across. We're gonna keep that same energy and do the same. RIP to my copyright claims. They played Lifestyle in court, and the most impressive part of that is no one bobbed their head to it. I know she wanted to. Look at her. So earlier he named off the names of a couple of YSL associates, members, whatever you want to say, but he forgot a couple. Most notably,
LeBron James.
All right, now this is a warning to all y'all celebrities that want to do signs and whatnot. Y'all can get pulled into a Rico case fucking around.
Have you seen them go like this with wiping their nose? Professional sports people who show gang signs. Ladies and gentlemen, jury, who LeBron James is?
NBA player.
Okay. And have you seen him do the wiping of the nose and say slime?
Nah.
And right before it was all said and done for the week, someone got into the Zoom meeting and started yelling out, "Free Thug."
Free Thug, mistrial. Free Thug, mistrial. Free Thug, mistrial. Free Thug, mistrial.
Bro, y'all crazy, man. I would be way too paranoid. I'm not gonna risk myself getting traced. So in conclusion, the defense is whooping that ass. The witnesses aren't worth shit. There's a double agent that's been on the stand for about 4 days straight. The more they play Young Thug's music in court, the more the jury's gonna like him. They have the greatest basketball player of his generation on their team, and the public is on their side. This is not gonna go well. I personally don't see the state getting them for this Rico. The evidence that they brought up is relevant, but it's up to the jury ultimately to decide, and I haven't seen anything that would make me want to throw guilty on them. But that's just me. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I appreciate y'all coming by. If you haven't subbed yet, I highly recommend doing so. We talk about a variety of topics here. You belong here. Y'all be safe.